going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I'm back, baby. The vacation, it was a long one. It was an enjoyable one, a very enjoyable one. Got to go with the lady, the young man, and his cousin. All four of us had a great time. I am definitely still reeling. Gonna need a vacation from the vacation, but I was just piecing together on lunch, just trying to get some graphics together here, trying to get ready for tonight. We're jumping right back in to the training camp series. So we're going to talk about the front seven tonight. We're talking about everybody, the linemen, the outside linebackers, inside linebackers, everything. We're going to explain it because there's still a lot of confusion out there. So I'm happy to be back. Hope you guys didn't miss me too much. I know Herschel's back here, so if he jumps out, up, or does anything during the show, I apologize. But I know he will not leave my side. So it's good to be back. If you guys have any questions, any comments, please feel free to throw them my way. But I appreciate you guys taking the time on this beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon. But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk briefly about the Eagles finally unveiling their black helmets. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. They finally dropped the black helmets. We've been talking about it. And you've been hearing all kinds of stuff, people making their own helmets and doing, this, that, the other thing. And that's great. That's cool. Seeing all the different things. But one thing we talked about was, would it just be all black with that white? And that would be something that would look pretty cool. So that's something, we've discussed and talked about. Well, they finally just dropped it. So we're going to take a gander at it. My man, JC, in the building. Hope you have been well this past week, man. I've missed all of you guys. So ready to jump in this. We're going to go through the front seven. Then we're going to do the secondary. I'm going to give you my top 10 matchups to watch in training camp. And then Tuesday, it's training camp. So it's here, baby. We've been staying patient. You see the masses starting to follow along. People are starting to join in. They're starting to see something great brewing here in Philadelphia, something we've seen this past year. So you see the moves we've made. Now you see the new looks. So loving it. Hey, man, glad to be back. Appreciate you taking the time, my man. Yo, it sure has. Just got back from my vacation. Nice to see you, BMO. Hope all is well. But let's take a look at this picture. So here's their post. Paint it black. Love that, dude. So if you click on this, it gives you 4 different images, different. And look, I could have resized this and tried to make it for you, but I just tried to do it as quickly as I could so I could show you guys. Where did Herschel go? Well, my dog is now MIA. Don't know. All right. On the floor. Sweet. Now, here is this picture. And as you keep going, you see it's just black and white. But I'll tell you what, I always have loved our helmet, everything we've got going on. And I really think that this is going to look very, very sharp when you see it with the uniform. So we already know what the all black uniforms looks like. So you want to go ahead and just plop that bad boy on there. I'm sure someone will, and you'll get to see it. But here, I actually took a screenshot, made it fit so you can see what the helmet actually looks like. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Eagles new alternate helmet. And I am very, very pumped up about it. And a lot of people, asking a lot of questions or saying a lot of things, they don't like this, that, the other thing. Look, it's a uniform. Who cares? Some people, it should be Kelly Green. Kelly Green will not be back until next year. So once we have Kelly Green, we're going to have the black helmets. We'll have Kelly Green throwbacks. So that's cool. You see all these other teams with so many different uniform combinations. It's nice that we will be a part of that trend. I know that they hate Philadelphia, but it's nice when we get to do what every other team is able to do. So Nina enjoys it. Nice to see you. Hope you've had a great week. I'm back. So don't worry. And look, I was on the beach when that Craig James news dropped. So sorry, I was like 15 minutes late on that, but try to make the graphic from the beach, get it there to you guys as quickly as I could. I told you if anything were to happen, I would keep you in the loop. And look, I don't, get to take too many vacations. So I tried to stay up. I know a lot of you guys had a lot of questions throughout my, vacation, but I tried to get back to you when I saw it. If I missed anything, feel free to tag me. It was a wild time trying to keep up with 2 kids and also keep up with everything going on. So, but I'm back and I am glad to be back. It is truly enjoyable. I've been working on this stuff, man. Let me show you guys. And tonight's show is going to be awesome. So I hope you will tune in because there's still confusion. You keep seeing the Eagles are switching to odd man fronts. We ran odd man fronts all of last year. 50% of the time we were in odd man fronts. Like that's a lot. That's a lot. So still a lot of confusion out there, but we're going to come back with those. You guys remember those pictures with all putting the faces to where these people are actually playing. We're going to explain all of these things to you. And then, I also broke it down. I think these graphics are pretty cool from the other shows, if you guys remember, but I'm breaking down by position. Each position, you're going to be able to look at who the interior D linemen, and then I'm breaking them up too. You're going to look at the nose tackles and the defensive tackles, what the difference is. Then we're going to move on. We're going to talk about edge rushers from defensive ends to outside linebackers. What schemes are you going to see them in? Which guys fit who are going to be the starters? And then we'll move on to linebackers, whether you're talking about the middle linebackers in a 3-4, a weak side linebacker lining up as an outside linebacker, maybe or in a 4-3, or that Sam linebacker we've been talking about all offseason. Needed an upgrade from Jannard Avery, got Hassan Reddick, drafted Kyron Johnson. So got some upgrades all over the board. So I decided instead of breaking it down individually, this front seven needs to be talked about and looked at as a whole because people do not understand what is going on with the multiple schemes. And I'm not talking about fans. Who cares? Fans, shouldn't have to know all this stuff. But the reporters that keep telling people the Eagles are switching defense. Oh, my God, they're doing all this to switch. No one's switching. We literally ran 50% of the time last year. Nickel was 41% of the time. So that was our even front that we ran the most. And then past that, it was 3-4 and a 3-3-5, which you guys know I have talked about extensively the past few months. So the Eagles will continue to run those things. I'm going to continue trying to show people that we already ran them last year. And that's how I was able to tell you that Jordan Davis was the guy we needed to draft. Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White were the guys you needed to add. And of course, I said, who? Bradbury, Tart, and then drafting Kobe Dean. I was able to do that while everyone was busy talking about Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson every week, making their polls and their posts and writing articles and whatever, dude. I took time to break down how football actually works. I looked at our defense and the pieces we needed to add. And that's how it was so easy for me to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed all this content this offseason because this content was some of the most work I've ever put in, and it really paid off. So hopefully it pays off for the Eagles now. That's what we really need. Giants will be wearing their 80s and 90s jerseys against the Bears. Yeah, I saw that. Those will be pretty neat. That was cool to see those. It took me back, man. So pretty neat to see that. And that's what I try to do, JC. I try to break it down for the people that love to know everything, for everybody that wants to know the practice squad players, the training camp, preseason, all of that stuff. I've been doing this. We're going on year 5, and this is something I love to do. I talk about what I'm passionate about, and I find more people like JC, like Blue City Empire, Nina, of course. We got BMO back here today. We've got so many people. Drew is usually in here. You've got so many guys that are in here trying to find everything they can. So that way, when you see the fans, midway through the season, who's this? And they don't even know the players are on their own team. That could never be me. I want to know their name. I want to know their height, their weight. I want to know where they went to school. I want to know how many years they played. I want to know what number they're wearing. I want to know everything. So that is what I try to relay to you guys. If you missed anything throughout this all season, there's breakdowns of those guys before we sign and draft them. And then there's breakdowns after we signed and drafted them. So a lot to learn here this offseason. Hopefully you guys were able to get something from all of the information I put out there. But tonight is the night we're going to really try to get these reporters on board with understanding what's actually happening. So going to go out here. We're going to put it out. We're going to show all these different schemes. I did it before, but I'm going to incorporate it into the training camp edition. It's going to be everything you could possibly ever need to understand the defense that the Eagles actually run. Don't let these reporters trick you. Don't let them tell you that we're switching. We are not switching anything. We are literally running the same defense that we ran last year, and we ran predominantly odd man fronts, more odd man fronts than even. So for them to say we're switching, that's preposterous. So not switching, just upgrading. Love it. Keeping it real is what I like to do. And yes, noise is made here. Curly, I think you're the one that posted 60 comments on my one video when I was not live. Appreciate the noise that you are bringing, my friend. But if I'm not live, I will not have any idea of what you are commenting on. So if you're live now, I understand what you're talking about. If it's not live and you're commenting, oh yeah, woo, let's go, bye, I have no idea. So just for further reference, I had no idea what you were talking about. But thank you for all of those notifications. Appreciate it. Glad to have you break it down because you can't stand here. People cover the team, say things that proves. And that's my thing. Look, I don't ever try to make fans seem like they're clowns or anybody doesn't. I don't care if you don't understand. Most people aren't like me. Most people are not insane when it comes to trying to figure everything out. So what I get annoyed by is the reporters or the people that try to tell me I don't. Look, you guys remember that Eagles nest or whatever that try to say the Eagles didn't run odd man fronts and people don't understand. And it's like, you're in for a rude awakening when you find out the Eagles ran odd man fronts 50% of the time last season. So you guys know that Honest NFL just a couple days ago put out the content I've been putting out for months, and that's somebody who used to work for the Eagles. So it's turning real bad for the people that wanted to argue. It's like, dude, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to break it down and help people understand that don't understand it and want to understand it. Not argue. I'm not here to argue, dude. I don't give you stuff to argue about. I'm just trying to bring facts. This is a fact that the Eagles run odd man fronts, and they're going to continue to. So we're going to teach some people again tonight. And I'm sure you guys, and I love how you guys tag me and all the stuff people talking about how we're switching defense. Please feel free. You can tag me. You can just share the video, help them learn. I'm not trying to make anyone feel inferior. I'm trying to help people understand. So those people that are getting paid millions of dollars to talk about sports, I just want them to understand sports. That's the only thing I ask for. When I was on my deathbed, I said, man, somebody's got to change the game. Why not me? So that's why I try to bring something different. I try to bring things that actually happen and talk about actual football. I let them stick with the Russell Wilson stuff. It's just never been for me. I know a lot of people live for misinformation, the clickbait stuff. That will never be this place. So I apologize if that's what you're looking for. You're not going to find it here. I can only bring facts. It's all I know. So I appreciate you guys, but I'm going to get rolling out. Got a lot to do today. And I still got to go, dude, I still got to get to my bag. Still got to bring some of the stuff home. It's at her shop. I mean, there's so much stuff we had to bring home. So got to unpack. Then I'll be back later tonight, and we will be breaking down that front seven for the last damn time this offseason. And I break it down all the time, but this will be the third video specifically just talking about this. So I really hope it's going to help educate some of those reporters, some of the experts out there, trying to give them, a level of understanding where they could have an expertise on that actual information. Instead of just saying they do, help them understand what's actually happening. Because it's wild to me that people are getting paid to write articles and do all this stuff, and they have literally not even a grasp of what the different schemes are and what different fronts mean and what different techniques for these guys are. So again, tonight I'm going to try to explain it, help them. And, I'm sure tomorrow there'll be some more articles explaining this. It happens every time, So I'm going to expect my checks here soon, guys, or at least tag me, let people know where you're getting all this information. Because I see you when you start talking about stuff I inform you on, you could just easily say, hey, I heard this from him. Because I mean, every time that someone says this reporter told me this, you're wrong, and that reporter ends up wrong, do you guys ever tag me again and say, oh, geez, I'm sorry? No, they don't. So screw those people like BMO here. Look, I missed you, man. JC, missed you. I was craving birds my whole damn trip. I couldn't wait to get back, just talk about this defense. Then they give me the gift of the black uniforms. I'm all in. So pumped up is an understatement. Tuesday is coming soon, baby. So get strapped in tonight. Make sure you got that notification bell on. Tune in. We're talking the front seven. We are going to force the media and the experts to understand Jonathan Gannon's defense that he already ran last year and will continue to run with those upgraded pieces. We are going to change the game, ladies and gentlemen. What up, my man, Jay? Appreciate you tuning in. Just showing off those black helmets one last time. I'll plot up there for you, but I appreciate you taking the time, Jay. But I'm just heading out here. I will be back later tonight. We're going through that training camp battles. And look, it's on to the front seven. We're not just breaking down D tackles, line, nothing. We're doing all of it so people can understand that we run multiple schemes with multiple odd and even fronts. I can't stress it enough, and I'm going to stress it pretty hard tonight with lots of graphics, lots of stuff to help people. I'm going to simplify it as much as I possibly can. So I appreciate you guys taking the time today. Hope your weekend is off to a great start. If you're still at work, it's hopefully almost done. Hopefully your weekend gets off to a start. Dude, I'm ready to relax, talk some birds with you guys throughout this whole weekend. We're going to have shows. So hope you're ready. Turn that notification bell on. If you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit that like button. But I'll be back later. Stay safe out there. And as always, go birds!